Good morning students, hope you all are doing good. So in today's class we are going to see an interesting lesson. So this lesson gives more of moral values, okay? This lesson gives more importance to moral values and moral actions. So the lesson is lesson number 5. What is moral action? Okay, here the lesson name itself is in a question. Okay, there is a question in it, that is what is moral action, and it is written by Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. So you all know Gandhiji is our father of our nation, and he have made a lot of struggle, okay, to put India and to get freedom for India. So here Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi has written, okay, has written a lesson, and it is called what is moral action. So here it is a question that what is moral action. So before getting into the lesson, we will see a small note on the author, a short note on the author. So it is on Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. So who is the author? Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, and he was born in 1869 to 1948. So name is Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, and he was born in the year 1869 and he died in the year 1948. As you all know, October 2nd is Gandhi Jayanti. Okay, and to the millions of Indians, Mahatma Gandhi was the greatest of contemporary Indians and certainly one of the greatest men of all times. So as you all know, Mahatma Gandhi is the greatest man of all Indians. He was the mightiest force in the Indian political scene for nearly half a century and remained the profoundest influence on all areas of public life. So he has done a lot of struggle for India's freedom, right? So he remained a profound influence in politics. So he was the main person in Indian politics, and he was also aware of the public life in all the areas of public life. His method of non-violence and truth won freedom for India without bloodshed and demonstrated to the modern men how love is powerful than nuclear bombs. So what is the policy of Gandhiji? Non-violence. Okay, non-violence is the policy of Gandhiji. So this proves that without bloodshed and without war, we can win India's freedom. So it was like a lesson for the modern man that with love also we can gain something. And proper to the man's idols, Gandhiji life and work are an open book. So if you want to have some like inspiration or something, Gandhiji books are an Gandhiji's life is an open book. Okay, he is like a inspiration to all the Indians. Gandhiji wrote and spoke tirelessly using his characteristic charm and simplicity, for which his autobiography is the finest example. So this lesson, okay, what is moral action, is taken from his autobiography, okay, from his autobiography where he has wrote on his own life. Okay, so that is called as an autobiography. So from this lesson, you'll come to know about the moral action. What is moral action? What is the importance of moral action? So now we'll get into the lesson, that is lesson number 5, what is moral action, written by Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. So honesty is the best policy. Do you agree? So honesty is the best policy. If you say something honestly and truthfully, that will make sure that your personality, the people who see your personality, they come to know what kind of person you are, what character, you are a good character or bad character, that what character kind of person you are. So if you are honest to yourself, that that will make a person, okay, the other people who are seeing you, they will come to know that whether you're a person of honesty and truthness, or you're a person of what, like who tells a lot of lies, okay, a faulty person or a person with no character, like a bad character, you will be framed as a bad character person, okay. So here, whenever you are honest to yourself and when you are honest to the people who are loved by you, so that time you will become a good person, okay, good individual. So now let us get into the lesson. When can it be said that a particular action is moral? In asking this question, the intention is not to contrast moral with immoral action. So here there is asking a question. Okay, in the first line itself, a question is asked. When can it be said that a particular action is moral? So when you are making an action, okay, when you are making a particular action, so how can you consider whether this is a moral action or immoral action? Okay. In asking this question, the intention is not to contrast moral with immoral action. So this question doesn't mean to make differentiation between moral and immoral action. So this is just a general question. But to consider many of our everyday actions against which nothing can be said from the conventional standpoint and with some regard as moral. So with our everyday action, we do many actions, right, in our life. So in our everyday life, we are doing so many kind of actions. It can be moral, it can be immoral, it can be truthful, or it can be like a faulty actions. So in our day-to-day life, we will do many actions, but without our knowledge, it can be moral action or an immoral action. Most of our actions are probably non-moral. They do not necessarily involve morality. So, by like it is not intentionally we are doing, but like unconsciously or without our own knowledge or without intention, we are doing an actions which are mostly non-normal. Okay, which is not equal to morality, but they are non-moral. For the most part, we act according to the prevailing conventions. Such conventions, behavior is often necessary. So here, like a conventional behavior. So it is that conventional behavior is nothing but customary, okay, not unusual. Okay, the behavior which we make are not like usual behavior, it is an unusual behavior. So because of this unusual behavior, not moral actions take place without our knowledge. If no such rules are observed, anarchy would be the result and social intercourse could come to an end. So anarchy is violence, okay, where there is no equality, where there is no friendliness, okay, where there is no honesty, where there is no friendship, where there is no brotherlyhood. Such moral actions take place in our life like every day. So there would not be any, like it would be resulted in anarchy, and the society will not have any friendliness or brotherhood. Okay, we will always be fighting with our peer groups or with our people in our society. Still, the mere observance of custom and usage cannot be properly be called morality. So there are so many customs that we follow. There are so many customs and traditions we follow, right? So if there is no morality in those customs, those customs cannot be called as moral action, right? So if there is no morality in such customs, there is no need to follow such customs at all, right? If like there are so many customs which are non-moral actions, but we do that, right? We intentionally do that. We without intention we do that. That just happens. Things happen like a conventional behavior. That is called as a conventional behavior. That is an unusual behavior. So going to the next paragraph. A moral act must be our own act. Must spring from our own will. If we act mechanically, there is no moral content in our act. So, if you have to do a moral action, okay, if you have to do an action which is moral, that should come from inside. Okay, it should be like our own action. It should not be something like intentionally doing or mechanically we do that. Or someone is saying, okay, let me help them. Or someone is looking at us, okay, we have to do this. Okay, so if you are telling a lies, you just realize like if you're when you're a kid, they say that God is seeing you, you should not tell lies. So you won't tell lies. When your mother says something and if you lie to your mother, they say that God will punish you. That time you automatically tell the truth, right? So that is a moral action. So if you think that nobody is seeing you, and if you do some non-moral action, okay, like in exam times, if you're trying to copy from your friends because the teacher or the invigilator is not watching you, that is a non-moral action, because mechanically you're doing something that is non-moral, right? So moral action should come from within, okay, which is good to you as well as others. So such act should not be mechanical, it should be from your own will and wish. If we think if we think it proper to act like machine and do so, for it doing so we use our discrimination. We should bear in mind the distinction between acting mechanically and acting intentionally. So there is a difference between acting mechanically. Okay, so like a machine, like a robot. If you're just doing work, okay, like something is fed in your mind. Okay, I should do that. Okay, I should do this. So there is no such like you're not doing it with your own will or wish. Homework is given. Okay, I have to do this homework. There's nothing you're going to learn from the homework. You're just intention. What you're thinking is that you should finish that work. Okay, that is a mechanical action. So intentionally what is doing is you're learning and doing something. So that is intentionally doing. So there is a difference between mechanically doing and intentionally doing. It may be moral of a king to pardon a culprit, but the messenger bearing the order of pardon plays only a mechanical part in the king's moral act. So here they are given an example that the moral of a king is to just pardon a culprit. Okay, if a culprit is doing any mistake, the king just excuse him. So it says that the act of the king was a moral action. Okay, so it was a mechanical part in the king's action. So it is not a moral act. Okay, it was not a king's moral act, but he is just mechanically pardoning him. Fine, but what does the king do? He just punish the culprit. Okay, if he is doing a mistake, he should punish a culprit. So here it is a mechanical action. If a king is pardoning a culprit, that is a mechanical action, which is not moral. But according to the king, it is a moral act. But if the messenger were to bear the king's order, considering it to be his duty, his action would be a moral one. So if the king himself doing, okay, if the king himself is doing like he is pardoning the culprit, that is a mechanical action. Okay, when the king says the messenger to pardon the culprit, the other person, if the king saying the messenger, the other person to pardon the culprit, and the messenger will doing his duty, like obeying the king's order, and if he follows the king's duty, that is a moral act. Okay, so that is a moral act. So this is the difference. So if we ourselves doing it, like the king himself is pardoning the culprit, so that is a mechanical part. So if the king is ordering the messenger to pardon the culprit, and the messenger is following and obeying and doing his duty, so that is a moral act. How can a man understand morality who does not use his own intelligence and power of thought, but lets himself be swept along like a load of wood by a current? Sometimes a man defies convention and or acts on with a view to doing absolute good. So here, how can a man say that he is following morality? So if a man acts on his own without any mechanical action, okay, just following his own duty and doing his own like things on his will and wish, okay, so those kind of action is a moral action. Such a great hero was Wendell Phillips. Addressing an assembly for people, he once said, so here there was a great hero and his name was Wendell Phillips. Okay, his name was Wendell Phillips. Here this is an example given by Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. So Wendell Phillips, when he was addressing people, he once said, till you learn to form your own opinions and express them, I do not care what you think of me. So he says that till from your own opinion, okay, if you have your own opinion, if you express them, if you are willing to express your own opinion, until then I don't care what you think of me. So he's trying to say that people doesn't do things on their own opinion. They just see what does the society thinks about them, then only they act. So here he says that till you are doing things on your own will and wish, till you are expressing things which what is your opinion, you are expressing it out, okay, boldly to the society, until then I don't care what you think of me. So this is what Wendell Phillips said in an assembly. Thus, when we all care only for what our conscience says, then alone can we be regarded to have stepped onto the moral road. So here only when we do the things which we think and we express the things which we are willing to do, so only then it is considered to be a moral act, that we are on a moral road, in the way we are following the moral road. We shall not reach this stage as long as we do not believe and experience the belief. So it says that we can reach this stage when we do not believe, okay, when we do not believe and experience the belief that God within us, the God of all, is the ever-present witness to all our acts. So here he says that the moral action is said that we can go only in the way of moral action or in the way of moral road only if we believe in ourselves, okay, only if we believe in ourselves and we believe in the God within us. Okay, you should believe that the God is within us and the God of all. Okay, the God is with everyone and the God is within us. The actions which we do, okay, the actions which we do, the good actions which we do, which we are doing with our own will and wish. So that is the witness of all our acts. So if we think that okay, we have to do this, so this is the correct one to do with our own will and wish, if we are doing some kind of act which will help some people, so that kind of act is called as a moral action. Only if we believe within us and only if we believe that God is within us and only if we believe that the actions which we do are good and it does not harm anybody, so such kind of actions are called as a moral actions. So next paragraph I will continue in the next class, students. So until then, take care and have